Azkals facing a huge task ahead as they continue their campaign in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup. The Azkals will be taking on the defending champion Thailand later tonight, right in their opponent's home turf in Bangkok. Both the Azkals and the War Elephants already face similar foes in this regional event. The Philippine side manhandled Brunei 5-1 Friday at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Thailand, meanwhile, blanked the same Brunei team 6-0 in their opener held in Kuala Lumpur. The Thais are coming off a record 6th AFF title last year in Singapore. Now, going all out to discuss our very own Azkals facing a powerhouse in Thailand is our football analyst Cedelf Tupas. Pards, magandang umaga sa iyo, Mr. PH World Cup, Mr. Qatar. Merry Christmas, first of all. Regards, kanina kausap ko si L.A. Tenorio, inaanak ko din yung isang anak niya. Ito, inaanak ko din yung anak niya. Puro ninong ako ng mga kausap natin. But good morning, Pards. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, Merry Christmas, especially sa mga kasama mo dyan sa sports desk.
Pards, we'll be playing, as I mentioned earlier, not a joke, a powerhouse Thailand team. And kinumpare nga natin, binanggit ko kanina, na tinalo natin yung Brunei 5-1 on Friday dito sa Rizal. However, itong Thailand naman, kinain din ng Brunei 6-0. Let's talk about that. Your thoughts first on the game. It will be a great game for sure. This will, where we will be tested.
Well, definitely a big test para sa Azkals, no. It's we haven't beaten Thailand in this competition. We've come close. Last time was a 0-0 result here at home in Rizal Memorial, but that was a long time ago in the semifinals in 2014. But after that, we haven't really gotten the better of them. We played them last year in the Suzuki Cup when the team tournament was still called the Suzuki Cup. We lost 2-1.
Correct.
And that sort of ended our hopes of making the semifinals. But, you know, with the Azkals right now, I think people have to really, temper their expectations because this is not the usual team that we're fielding. This is a very, very young team with the exception of Stefan Schrock. Right now we are number 2, the second youngest team in the tournament. And if you remove Schrocky, we're probably the youngest team in the tournament. So, this is definitely a huge task, and a lot will be, it's going to take a lot from the team to really overcome Thailand. They are going to be very heavy underdogs in this matchup.
Well, Pards, we had that shock loss, then nakabawi naman nga, as I said, no Friday. At least panalo tayo dito at home. This will be the 3rd game in the AFF Cup so far. I want to get your assessment. You said if you take out Shraki, we are the youngest team here in this tournament. But of course, you cannot also take away an experience and the leadership of this man, of Stefan Schrock, who's given so much to this Philippine football team in how many decades now na naabutan pa sina Chiefy Caligtong, yung young husband brothers. But now he's guiding these young players. He's a big, big part of this team as well. But your overall assessment of the Azkals so far after losing that initial match and then winning at home against Brunei and then heading into this very crucial match against a powerhouse Thailand?
I think you have to admire the professionalism and the mentality of the team. It was very tough losing to Cambodia.
Yeah.
We haven't lost to Cambodia for a while now. So umuwi sila dito. They buckled down to work and really got the job done with those 5 goals, 2 early goals, and getting the 3 points. It's not easy with the tournament on the line actually when they played Brunei, but I think we saw the quality of the young homegrown and young players who are actually playing in the PFL, and then you got Shraki, who has been guiding them and has been reminding them how much it means to represent the country. We're here talking about them, but you gotta admire the sacrifice as well of this team. They actually spent Christmas in Thailand last night away from their families.
Yeah.
And alam mo naman, tayo being Filipinos and very family oriented, it means a lot to be with our loved ones during the holiday season. But here they are, right in the middle of a tournament and actually on the eve of their most important game of the competition. So, we cannot, you know, ang hihingin lang sa atin ng mga yan na isuportan natin
Oo.
para malampasan nila yung kanilang mga challenges.
At alam naman natin sa Thammasat Stadium sa Patnumtani, talagang crazy football fans itong mga Thais. How do you assess, how's our new coach? We haven't, I personally, I haven't heard much from him, si Joseph Pere, but he's really upbeat and high about this particular Azkals team. We did lose to Vietnam in a friendly, but 1-0. He was upbeat na we can hold against our own. I mean, we can hold our own against really tough opponents in the region. So ano yung mga nakikita mo so far, so good, positives na pwede natin pag-usapan about this new coach na si Joseph Ferre and yung kumbaga yung adjustments of the players as well, kasi it won't happen overnight, you know that very well, especially Shraki has been with so many coaches already for this Azkals team, but I want to get the dynamics of the players with their new coach.
And I think he connects very well with his players because he's quite young, si Coach Coco, and he's making some sensible choices. I think a lot of that also boils down to his assistant coaches like Arvin Soliman, Kim Versales. Tinutulungan talaga siya, no, to make sure that he makes the right decisions in terms of personnel because of course he hardly knows some of these players, no, and the preparation time is not ideal. But this is where the knowledge of the local coaching staff comes in handy for Coach Coco, and we're seeing some signs na tumutulong na nag-aano na siya, na pumapasok yung kanyang mga ideas, that short passing game that we're seeing from the Azkals, putting emphasis on really possessing the ball, especially against Brunei. We saw how good the Azkals can be when they have the ball. And para naman sa, it's also in the last friendly against Vietnam, we saw how they can be well-drilled, compact, and organized defensively. So, nakikita na natin that there are some promising signs under Coach Coco, but going forward, he will only get better with more time with his team.
Well, we touched up on Coach Coco, Shraki. How about 18-year-old midfielder Harry Nunez making his Azkal debut as a senior? Mukhang maraming ginugulat tong batang to, Seda. I haven't asked you about him. Talk to me about this kid. What's so good about Harry Nunez, and what's your assessment of this kid now playing with the big boys?
I first saw him in a PFL game probably a few months ago, last August, and I was wondering who's that number 6 kid. I think he's small, but he's good on the ball, and he makes like the right decisions, and technically very very above average than the local players na nakita ko, and then I was surprised to find out that he was only 18, and then Harry Nunez is an inspiration to should be an inspiration to a lot of Filipinos right now. No, the way he's managed to crawl his way up to the senior team, no, taga-Tuloy sa Tuloy Foundation to si Harry Nunez, and you know what they do in Tuloy. They get together these kids na para if they use football as a way for them to to learn about life. And Harry Nunez, I think, is the first product of Tuloy who made the senior team. So ang laking bagay nito, a great symbol that if you work hard enough and if you get the breaks, no, ang ganda lang kasi he went through the Azkals development team, and it shows you that nag-scout talaga tong ADT to to unearth a gem in Harry Nunez. And it wasn't I think it was symbolic that he subbed off Shraki. Not that I'm saying that he will replace Shraki, literally, but yung maganda lang doon is, number one, bumaba ang average age. He came in. But more so, I think nakita natin that he wasn't afraid
Yeah.
of the moment. No, it
Yeah.
was a big moment for him.
Of course.
And he was involved in the fifth goal,
Yeah.
linking up with Oli Bias, and then Oli Bias finding Sebastian Rasmussen for the goal. So, I cannot help but rave about, yung character ng batang to, and I hope to see more of him in the future. Let's not put a lot of pressure on him, pero there's a lot of excitement surrounding Harry Nunez.
Well, Pards, maraming salamat din again sa'yo, and congratulations to the Azkals. And Merry Christmas also to you regards to my other inaanak, Riley. Ingat ka, Pards. That was Football Analyst Cedelf Tupas. Merry Christmas, Pards. Talking about the Philippine Azkals as they face a huge opponent tonight against Thailand in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup.